Good morning, everyone. Oh, yes. So if you could all rise for a blessing, if you were so inclined. Valerie's going to bless us in.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. And so just right here, taking a moment just to pause and recognize that one infinite divine love intelligence is ever present. It is the divine dwelling essence of each and every one, of myself and everyone. And as it is our divine nature to stand here and receive the good, and to be an expression of that divine love and light, to radiate your light in grand celebration of light. I bless this celebration, bless everyone present and online, and those who are traveling and are not here. And know that we have everything this day. All needs are met. All true needs are met. And what a glorious day it is. So with great gratitude and with great joy, I release my word into the law of mind, knowing it is done. Please anchor it in prayer with me as we declare, and so it is. So it is. Thank you. Thank you.
So I invite you to stay in that stillness of the prayer, taking anything off of your laps and settling in with a nice, straight, alert posture. And let's just take a couple of unifying breaths together. Breathing in deeply and just letting it out with a sigh. Letting go all the hustle and bustle of the morning getting here. And one more time, breathing in love. All this beautiful love over the 50 years in this sanctuary. And just breathing out anything unlike it. Any coagulated thought forms or energy, just letting it go. As we hit the pause button for this beautiful time together in the stillness. So as I sound the bell on this crystal bowl, just allow your consciousness to follow the sound down into your inner sanctuary, leaving the intellect of your mind and traveling down into the heart space, down into the solar plexus. This week, we are exploring enriching our soil of possibilities, diving into our past experiences and seeing how they can nourish our personal and spiritual growth. So just imagine if you've journeyed down to that sacred place and space into the inner sanctuary, into your inner garden. Allow yourself to envision that you come to this garden, this inner sanctuary, and you notice that there is a seat for you in the middle. I vision it as the lotus seat. Perhaps you see it as a throne or a meditation cushion, or just simply a chair for you to sit. Allowing yourself to nestle in. You notice in front of you that there is an apparatus that is a container that has a handle on it, as one you would churn. And just allowing all the challenges of your life and the experiences, any moments that you consider trials, obstacles, tribulations, anything that comes to mind. That have been difficulties, maybe even sorrows. All those events of your lives that have fundamentally changed you. And just gathering them all up, one by one, and placing them in this bin before you. However it comes to you to do so. Whether you take your hand and physically place them in, or whether they just effervesce out of you and pour into the container. All your hardships, tests you may have failed in school, marriages that may have ended, relationships that came to a close, friends that disappointed you, jobs that fired you or let you go for lack of work. Any sorrows that you hold in your consciousness, just letting it all empty out into this container. One by one, filling the container. And as we feel that it is full, we let ourselves lean over and reach for the handle. And we turn this handle, churning them all together. And just allowing all these components of our personal growth to come together, churning in this vessel. And recognizing that all these elements are turning into compost. And now we notice that in front of this container off to the side is a huge garden plot filled with soil, fresh soil for our spring planting. And we take this container that we have churned and we dump it into this soil. Noticing there is also a rake on the side. And we take that rake and we mix in this compost. Recognizing that all of these events of our lives, just as they have grown our consciousness, grown our courage, our love, we allow all of them to become part of this soil. Recognizing this soil is the very soil of possibilities within us. And recognizing this compost of all of our collective trials, tribulations, and difficulties have made a great foundation for nurturing this soil. Nurturing this soil with wisdom and new possibilities. And as we sit back on our lotus seat, our throne, our chair, our meditation cushion, we notice that there's a little bag of seeds. And we lift it up. And we take out a few and place it in the palm of our hand. And then we allow ourselves to open our idea sphere, window of possibilities. We let come to mind our new desires for this spring. Whatever it may be. Desire to be more financially stable. Desire for a new relationship. desire to flower the relationships you already have. Perhaps you're desiring a new job or an advancement in your career, in your livelihood. Perhaps you have a health issue and your desire is healing, truth revealed of your perfection. Whatever it may be, just allowing your intention to flow into the seeds in your hand. Perhaps cupping your other hand on top and over the seeds. Not touching them, just all of your divine energy flowing. And then taking these seeds and planting them in that soil that you just raked and turned and so carefully tended. And just covering the soil. Blessing these seeds, this little plot of soil. As you make your way back to your seat, preparing to leave this place for now. Allowing gratitude to well up in your hearts. Knowing these seeds are in good care. So we make a commitment to return to water and love and nourish these seeds. We give thanks for this process, knowing that full confidence that they shall grow into a bountiful harvest. So ever so gently and slowly we allow ourselves to return, becoming aware of the seats upon which we're sitting now. And just allowing the whole body to come back on board. Perhaps wiggling your toes and your fingers, stretching your neck. And one more time, giving thanks for these beautiful seeds we've planted, for this compost we've made and allowed to be turned into the soil. Knowing that we have rich and nourished soil for the growth of our new ideas, knowing they shall turn into beautiful potentialities as soon as they are ready. So as soon as we are ready, just allowing the eyes to slowly open. Perhaps casting a gaze or a smile at your neighbor, recognizing all the beauty around you. Taking in one more deep breath and releasing. Namaste. Service will begin at 10:30. You're welcome to go in the lobby and mingle and have a cup of coffee. And we'll see you back here at 10:30. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the center. So we're here to celebrate today, and we have a guest musician here. But we're here at the center to celebrate your spiritual magnificence. And I think we're probably going to start out with, does anybody know who Ernest Holmes is? Have you barely heard of this guy? I listen to Living the Science of Mind on CD almost every day. And every day there's a revelation from something that he says. And I'm like, if I had the book with me, I would highlight it. But anyway, so Ernest Holmes is the founder of our philosophy, and we recognize the truths found in all spiritual teachings, both traditional and contemporary. For more information about the Science of Mind philosophy and faith and the way of life, you can visit our information table in the back after service. There'll be someone there to help you with your questions. Or visit our website at cslcapecoral.org. Or this Saturday, there's a class starting, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, okay? And that's going to be from 9:30 to 12. 9 to 12? Oh, that's earlier than I thought. I was like, oh, it doesn't start till 9:30. That's great. Okay, 9 to 12, and the fee is only $125, and there's also a workbook available. You can contact Reverend Denise here. And with that, I'm going to shut up because luckily Jeremy's not here to tell me to keep it rolling. But let's welcome Bill Metz.
Thank you. The dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. She speaks, and the sound of her voice is so sweet. The birds hush their singing, and the melody that you gave to me within my heart is ringing. And she walks with me, and she talks with me, and she tells me I am her own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was so gorgeous. So I think it's like seventh inning stretch. So let's stand up, and we're going to say our affirmation prayer thingy together. So warm up those hands, and we're going to say our welcome to each other. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center. So join us now as we're going to sing happy birthday to the April birthdays. I know there's one very special person whose birthday, she's hiding under the table now, happens to be today. So that's Colette. And we have any other April birthdays here? Oh, hi. Happy birthday. And your son and Charlotte, is that Charlotte's birthday? Okay, so we got a few here today. So we're going to sing happy birthday, and you guys know how this goes, right?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear loved ones. Happy birthday to you.
And many more. And there'll be cake in the lobby afterwards, yes. So next slide, you gotta help me out here. At this time, if there are young people here today, they're usually walking in around that time. They usually come in right around the time that they're walking in now. See, I can't see from here. So here they come, and the youth group can leave or come walking in. And with that, I want to say a special thank you to Linda Lloyd, who is holding our high watch today. This means that Linda is maintaining a high consciousness through meditation, realizing the wholeness for the community, the highest and best for the attendees, servants, service teams, and guest speakers. And that was a beautiful meditation. If you guys were in here, it was lovely. And so let's welcome Bill Metz again.
Let all associate, therefore, in this great human garden, even as flowers grow and blend together, side by side. Love ye all religions and all races with a love that is true, true and sincere, and show that love through deeds, and show that love. Let all associate, therefore, in this great human garden, even as flowers grow and blend together, side by side. The tongue of grandeur has, however, in the day of his manifestation, proclaimed it is not his to boast, who loveth his country, but it is his who loveth the world. Let all associate, therefore, great human garden. Even as flowers grow and blend together, side by side. Even as flowers grow and blend together, side by side, by side.
I'd never heard that before. That was beautiful. So I talked about this briefly before. Change your thinking, change your life. There's information in the table in the back, everything I said before. I don't want to get in trouble for taking up too much time. Or you can talk to Reverend Denise afterwards, and she'll tell you about it. Spiritual Living Circle, I believe Reverend Denise is also facilitating these weekly, Wednesdays from 12 to 1:30 p.m., same place right here, and all are welcome. And join us Sunday, April 20th, noon to 4 p.m. for our third annual Easter Game Day and Potluck Sunday. You can't see it too well, but that photo is from last Easter. We had so much food here. It was unbelievable. It was earlier in the year. It was the 31st of March. So some of our snowbirds won't be here, but we can still fill up the tables and fill up our bellies. So sign up in the back, bring a side. We're cooking a turkey and a ham probably for the main dishes the center will provide. And join Linda Lloyd on Tuesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. I think it goes for about an hour. A $10 love offering per meeting, but she usually says when she's up here, if you can't do that, just come anyway. Upcoming beautification days. Well, I think that's this Saturday coming up, April 12th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So that's a good excuse for me not to show up because I'll be in class. Please come out and enjoy a day working in nature. Get your vitamin D. It's good for you. And Karen's Butterfly Garden. Friends and family of Karen Gidley are creating a butterfly garden celebrating her beautiful light. If you would like to be a part of this in any way, see Patty Carney, who I think she went with the youth. And Past Life Exploration Experience, Journey Through a Lifetime with Doreen Conaway. You can register with the QR code, and it's April 18th, 7 to 9 p.m., right here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral. And let's welcome Bill again for another, I'm sure it's another beautiful song.
Thanks. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Pulling weeds, picking stones, man is made of dreams and bones. Feel the need to grow my own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music from the land. Plant your rows straight and long, temper them with prayer and song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her love and care. An old crow watching hungrily from his perch on yonder tree. In my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down.
I love that. I love that. I can see me walking around the house. Anyhow, so we're walking around. Here comes Valerie, our wonderful Valerie, our licensed practitioner, and she's going to do our reading today.
Thank you, my dear. So the reading is from The Science of Mind, page 290, by Ernest Holmes. In mental work, we must realize that there is one infinite mind which is consciously directing our destiny. Declare every day that no mistakes have been made, none are being made, and none can be made. Declare there is one supreme intelligence which governs, guides, and guards, tells me what to do, when to act, and how to act. Having done this in perfect faith, act with perfect assurance. Declare further, everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. Know this, see it, feel it, and be it. Do this every day for a few minutes. We should all do this until the time comes when it is no longer necessary. When that time comes, we will know it because our demonstrations will have been made. Suppose someone says, I have made a lot of mistakes in my life. I had opportunities I did not grasp. Every man has this feeling at some time in his life. This is a direct belief that there is but one opportunity which comes to man, and if he does not take it, he will have no more. This is a belief in limited opportunities, and it must be denied completely and specifically. It is not that we have made no mistakes, but if the belief in the necessity of mistakes stays in the consciousness, then there is bound to be a repetition. It is scientific practice to declare that there have been no mistakes in man's consciousness, that if there have been, they are now wiped out. There are none in the divine plan, and there is no plan for man other than the divine plan. So taking this into prayer, this is time for standing in the light. So please bring to mind someone or a situation that you wish to hold in the light. So recognizing there is just one infinite divine love intelligence ever present, right here, right now. I recognize it is the divine essence of me and therefore everyone. And it is our divine nature to not only inherit the good, the grand, the abundance, but to claim it and to live it and to express it, to be the joy, to be the love, to be the light. So I claim this to be true for everyone here and everyone beyond here. I bless this beautiful celebration of life, knowing that everything is here right now for us to expand in our consciousness, for us to be true to ourselves, for us to truly be the light that we are. So with so much gratitude and joy, I release my word into the law of mind, and I ask that you anchor it with me by saying, and so it is. Thank you. And so now it is my great pleasure, and please welcome Reverend Denise as she comes to the stage.
Thank you. Am I on? Is this on? Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Good morning. So this is a very interesting setup. Do we like it? Yes. Are those who don't like it? Should we keep it? Yes. Done. I like the, I kind of feels, it feels a little bit like a cabaret. Like I should sing.
Are you buying the drinks?
I know. When you sing, the drinks are bought for you. So, Jack, a guy, is at the pearly gates, waiting to be admitted when St. Peter is leafing through the big book to see if the guy is worthy of entering. And he looks several times. His brow is furrowed. He's like, he just looks at Jack and says, I don't really see that you did anything really great. I also don't see that you did anything really bad. Can you recall like one great thing you did so I can just get you into heaven? And Jack goes, well, yeah. There was that one time when I was driving down the highway and I saw all these bikers and bikes and surrounding this young girl, and I pulled over to see what was going on and if everything was okay, and sure enough, they were just torturing this young girl. So I picked up a crowbar, and I went up to the biggest guy with leather and boots, and I just banged him upside the head. And all the rest of them stared at me, and I said, you want a piece of me? Just leave this young girl alone. So St. Peter goes, well, that's a very nice thing that you did. When did this happen? He goes, oh, about 2 minutes ago. All right. For those of you who are new to me, I like to make you laugh a little bit. It gets people in the room, gets you in your bodies. We're in this is me. So we're in a brand new month. Fertilizing Our Future is our monthly theme. And thank you, Bill, where your music, all of it, had everything to do with this garden we call our life. I love the title because it says fertilizing our future. It doesn't say fertilizing your future. But I like it because for us it's both. It's always personal awakening, personal transformation, personal health is necessary for global transformation and global health. And so there's this stretching that we have to do because we're so used to I, me, and mine. And it's really, as we are discovering, human beings have been here for so little of our planet's time. Modern humans standing upright with this brain is about 10,000 years old. The Earth about billions of years old. Modern civilization as we know it, really, computers, telephones, ATMs, the internet, planes, trains, snowmobiles, about 200 years old. So do you know how short a period of time that is? And we have discovered in those 200 years of really industrialism and capitalism and materialism that we haven't done it very well, and that you need to pay more attention to the us, to us. 8 billion of us are on this planet, and if we don't tend our garden, if we don't create a sustainable future for ourselves and for each other, how much longer, right, can we really? Probably not another 10,000 years. So I think it's a very critical thing. I have this beautiful quote that says, "We are the most comfortable generation that has ever lived on this planet. We are the most comfortable." Now, you may not be comfortable, you may not think you're comfortable, but compared to many other places and peoples, we are very comfortable. And he says, "The rub is that we are definitely not the most joyful or the most loving or the most peaceful. Why is that?" It's a very good question for us, and one we're always addressing, because we're coming out of a time, we're actually coming out of a time when, not that long ago, since really nothing's not that long ago really, when it was thought to be noble or admirable to not be happy, joyful, or peaceful. That the more we suffer and sacrifice in this life, the better off we will be after this life, which is just a crazy idea. Like, be miserable now so you can be happy after you're dead. It's like, really? Well, I don't know. Do you think that's a good strategy? Why are you so serious? Okay, we better do our affirmation. Ready? I'll read it first, and then you read it. Today, I pay attention to the quality of the soil into which I plant my dreams and aspirations. You. Today, I pay attention to the quality of the soil into which I plant my dreams and aspirations. And so it is. So Ernest Holmes said, we can know, I keep looking up there as if I could read that. And I cannot read it, so it's really stupid that I keep looking. I have it right here. So Ernest Holmes says we can no more do without spirituality than we can do without food, shelter, or clothing. This is such a critical idea because, you know, money's good. We all like money. It pays our bills, it buys our toys. Nothing in our philosophy, faith, and way of life says that we should not enjoy all of that. And in fact, you should, I love Abraham Hicks says, you cannot get poor enough to make poor people rich. And I love that because we glorify God. We lift people up. We set an example when we ourselves thrive. When we ourselves are happy, peaceful, and joyful, and abundant, then we raise everyone up. When we ourselves are hungry or poor, sick or tired, we're just part then of the kind of what was an old idea that was good. We want to raise up. I remember there was I read something once about somebody who was doing a motivational speaker who was speaking in Japan to a huge room of Japanese people, men and women, and he was talking, and everybody was very, very quiet. Kind of like you guys. Quiet, right? That they were just sitting there, and he wasn't used to this. He was used to boom, boom. So he goes, "What's the problem? What's going on out here? Somebody tell me what's the problem." Japanese man raises his hand and says, "Well, in our culture, it's not polite to stand up. It's not polite to come out among them. It's not polite to not be the same as everyone else. So to be too demonstrative or talkative or boast or share was not okay. So we want to make it okay because your soul is flamboyant. You have a flamboyant soul, and I don't care how quiet you are. But in our culture, the spirituality is represented by some things that always have had a hard time finding a foothold into society, in oftentimes, art, music, nature. Did you see this little fundraiser out in the lobby, these photographs from Africa? That's my Africa I'm sharing with you, right? There is an inherent spirituality in all of those things. Without them, life would be cold. Without beauty, without music, without art, without poetry, life would be cold. So I didn't really turn on my own spirituality till around 45. And when I look back, I don't really know how I did it before. I don't really know how I managed without that inner experience of art or music or poetry or beauty or joy. Now, I do know some of my strategies for doing it, for dealing with it. You know, I smoked a lot, I drank a lot, I shopped a lot, I worked a lot. But if I look back, pre-45, post-45, it's almost as if I wasn't quite alive, fully alive. Now, that's okay, except that our flamboyant spirit wants to thrive, not merely survive. Surviving is not enough for me, and I do not think it's enough for you either. So in this month, we're going to be looking at how do we, it's not just about, surviving is what happens to a plant or a garden when it has no fertilizer. So it may limp along, you may get one tomato, you may get the semblance of a garden, but you are not going to get a full bloom. The garden will languish. In fact, I just came back from being out of my home for 6 weeks, and a neighbor was watching my plants. And even though she was watching my plants, she wasn't loving on them, right? She wasn't loving on them. And they showed it, right? So I took them, oh, the baby, So, but they will come back, right? So you get them set, they were all in a box, so took them out and sprayed them with some mist and gave them some fertilizer. And in a week or two, they will perk up and they will be thriving and not just merely surviving. So one of the pathways to fertilizing your garden, and by the way, it's not only for today. Have you ever had the feeling or heard the saying, if I'd known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care, right? But it's funny, except that it's probably true that if at 20 somebody had said, what you do today is going to affect how you feel in 50 years, what you're doing in 50 years, I might have done something different, right? So one of the things we need to do in our spiritual journey, in our growing, in our coming together in this philosophy is to reflect on our past experiences and figure out how to let them not only be, but how to use them to empower our future, to fertilize our garden. Because your past has, how many of you have had what you would consider a terrible experience, but that terrible experience was everything in terms of your awakening, your awareness, your compassion, your understanding, your self-awareness? How many, yes, of course, right? Now, do we also have some that we prefer not to have? Yes. Do we have some that we refuse to see that way? Those are the gnarly ones. Actually, the gnarly past experiences are the one that you carry around like a bag of bricks, right? I'm not going to let this go. He broke my heart, or I'm not going to let this go. That's right. We want to let those go because, of course, they impede our spiritual journey. They impede it because that which you cannot forget. So it's a boomerang, right? Unforgiveness, unforgiveness. Anger, anger. Judgment, judgment. Right? You can't. So the one who gets hurt through all of that is you. Now, I love this, wounded or wise. So this is another quote. Sadhguru did that first quote. This is also his quote. He says, "If terrible things have happened to you, you ought to have grown wise." Wounded or wise. If the worst possible events have befallen you, you should be the wisest of them all. But instead of growing wise, most people become wounded. In a state of conscious response, it is possible to use every situation, however ugly, as an opportunity for growth. If you habitually think, I am the way I am because of someone else, whether that be a parent or a spouse or a sibling or a boss or a drunk driver or turn it, am I on here? Okay, good. I just lost myself there. If you habitually think I am the way I am because of someone else, you are using life situations merely as an opportunity for self-destruction or stagnation. Stagnation or self-destruction. Now, those are harsh words. Those are harsh words a little bit. I guess I can't wander too far. I think I like this better. Does it suit me? Wounded or wise? Are you wounded or wise? So just look and see. I love this, right? Because there is no way of moving through life without things happening to you. No way. There's no way you're going to make it through without problems, without being insulted, disrespected, disregarded, pushed aside, ignored. All of those things will happen. Now, in a deeper, when we're into spirituality 301 instead of 101, we can talk about how, we'll talk about the law of attraction, where somehow our energy brings those experiences to us. But certainly before our awakening, from the moment of birth until 45, there was no conscious intentionality. I wasn't planting seeds. Doesn't mean there's not a garden. There will always be a garden because we have a subconscious, unconscious, which is creating all of the time, always has been, and always will. You can't stop it. There is no something happening to us. There's no volition out here. There's us and our let's see, we tend to think of who we are as being contained in here. Who I am is right here. I would submit to you that who you are inside, that this is inside of who you are. That you are a body of consciousness. You are a body of consciousness, non-local, non-physical, ethereal, eternal. And this body is an expression of that. So partly what we're doing here is to expand beyond the body and become consciously aware of the body as, I want to say, I could almost say a thing. It's like it belongs to you. Now, we have a subconscious, unconscious, which remembers everything that was ever been said to you, anything that ever been done to you. We actually can remember anything done to somebody else, too. because this mind that we're working with is global. It's, you and I live in the same it's shared airspace. So whatever you think into that is available to me. Whatever I think into that is available to you. We call that race consciousness or human consciousness, or the Akashic records. So all of that is creating. So if the world is doing what it's doing, if the world is still demonstrating lack and fear and worry and doubt and war and hate and judgment and accumulation and materialism and all of those things that we're always railing about, it's because we are still thinking that. We're still doing unconscious creation. So part of when we fertilize our garden, we want to be planting the seeds we want. We want to plant the seeds of abundance, plant the seeds of peace. And by the way, the stuff, we have to take our minds off the stuff, the car, the house, the toys, and not because you're not going to have them, but because it's not they'll never make you happy. They're toys. They are toys. They're playthings. They're things to enjoy and experience, not things. You don't want to go shopping because you're miserable. You want to go shopping because you're joyful. Because then the things that you acquire will bring you joy. So to be conscious creators, we become wise. We go from wounded to wise. Do you remember that quote? I think it was from the last time I was here. Was it last week? No, I was not here last week. Oh yeah, Ron Frost was here last week. How was that? Yeah. I tried to watch online, but I think we're not recording this. I don't think we're online today either. I think something's broken, but we're recording it, so we'll get it out there eventually. Can you shift from being wounded, from being wise? Yes, to be wise. Now, we want to do some long-term sustainability. So I was in North Carolina last week, and we were talking about, I don't know what we were talking about, but one of the things I brought to everyone's attention is that in New Thought philosophies like this one, we're actually pretty good at forgiving the past, right? We're actually pretty good at letting the past be. And really what that means is that you move through your days without thinking too much about what somebody did to you 22 and a half years ago, right? Or feeling sorry for yourself because, I remember I used to think my parents were challenging. And they were divorced when I was 10, and they fought since I was 3. So I remember thinking as an adult, if I'd had better parents, I'd have better relationships. So do you understand the limiting idea that is? And what does the universe say when you say, I wish I had better parents because then I'd have better relationships? What does the universe say? Yes, right? But not yes, you have better parents. It would be, yes, you can't have good relationships because your parents didn't have a good relationship. So the wisdom part comes when we let those all be. And we realize that, wow, as long as I keep saying that, I'm just going to keep having the same old relationship problems. And I did. Before 45, 3 husbands, different men, same haircut. Or different haircut. Whatever, same man, different haircut. Right? Because my consciousness created for me exactly what I was affirming for myself. I have a wonderful, there's a quote here by Eric Butterworth from Celebrate Yourself. Honest to God, this prints like a 10. It says, you cannot get away from yourself no matter where you go. You are always environed by yourself horizoned by your mentality, encircled by your ideals, and constantly influenced by what you are saying to yourself. What you think within yourself and what you say to yourself is what determines the life you experience, the health you express, and the prosperity that you demonstrate. So this is the key to prioritizing your long-term, I think I skipped right over that, your long-term physical, emotional, and spiritual health. What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to other people? What are you thinking? Now, here's what you're responsible for. I said this last time too. You're responsible for the what. The universe is responsible for the how. You're responsible for the seed planting. The universe is responsible for growing the seed. The same way with a carrot seed. The same way. You must take that seed, put it in the ground, pat it down with some soil, and then watch as the miracle of universal intelligence grows you a carrot. It doesn't grow you a tomato. It grows exactly what you planted. Now, there is a piece that we have responsibility for, not the magic of growing the carrot, because that's automatic. What we are responsible for is making sure that the seed's in the ground, the soil's on the seed, and that we make sure there's water. So during a drought, you have to go pour water on your carrot seed, right? You can't do too much about the sun, though my house is a little dark, so I have grow lights. I would call all of that, see the sun, the soil, the water, as the environment. The environment must be right for the seed to grow. Can you all see that? So it is with you and I. You are responsible for the environment, for the manifestation of your dreams and desires. Now, what does that mean, the environment? Well, your attitude, your beliefs, your expectations. So if you plant a seed for health, right? You want a vibrant body that can move you around the planet, doing all the things you think it's important for you to be doing. Your body, in fact, your body is a beautiful seed. If you think about your body, what does your body need for long-term sustainable health? What does it need? Sleep, food, water, friends, air, right? It needs an environment that's conducive to health. Now listen, the world in and of itself is a challenge with all of the smog, whatever is in the environment, but it's 10 times worse if you have a health issue and you're not creating the right environment for that health issue, right? So if your A1C is 5.9, you probably want to lay off the cupcakes, right? And increase the broccoli. Or you might want to take more baths, get your body in water, or walk without your shoes on the earth. So you can create an environment where your sustainable long-term happiness, when I say health, I mean physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. Happiness and peace. There are a few things that contribute to that. Meditation is amazingly good for your environment. Amazingly. And not like a spiritual woo-woo thing. We're talking blood pressure, depression, peace of mind, to take you into that little sacred space inside of you. Meditation. You know what else is environmentally really good? Friends. Not just any friends. people who like you. People who are positive, who share your values, your ideals, people who you like to be with, people who care about you and who you care about, critically important to sustainability. So meditation, all of these things. The idea is environment. You and only you can create the environment you need in order for your dreams and your aspirations to come true, to what we would call to make the demonstration. So the seed, to become a conscious seed planter, means that you stop being blown around by the wind, you stop people-pleasing, doing what everyone else wants you to do, that you get very clear that you are a unique and individualized flower in God's garden, and that you have a right and a reason to be here, and that it's okay with God for you to be happy and peaceful, that you get no points, despite my joke this morning, that you get no points for sacrifice or suffering, 0. Now, I actually had a wonderful experience with my sister, and so maybe I need to give some of you permission. I'm going to tell you the story so you know what it is. So my family is congregating in May, the end of May, in Austin for an event. Now, my family's not really close. We don't see each other all the time. All the parents, grandparents are gone, and I don't want to go. I don't even know how to say why. I go to make the airplane reservation, and I'm filled with dread. I just don't want to go. So I thought, well, give it a week or two, try again. You know, maybe it's just because you've been traveling. And I sit down to do it, and I don't want to go. And I think I should go. I think I'll be judged by my family if I don't go. But I think about going, and I want to throw up. So, has anybody ever felt that way? Yes. Yeah. And remember, this is, by the way, this is a Michael Beckwith thing. If you don't know who that is, he's a minister in California. He says if it's a yes, it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no. If it's a maybe, it's a no. So I've got nothing going on here but no. There's no whole body yes here, only whole body no's. So my sister, who I'm most afraid of, calls me yesterday. Come on, some of you have that sister. So, of course, the conversation comes up, and she says, have you made your plane reservations yet for Austin? And I said, Laura, I don't want to go. This is what she said. Do you need me to give you permission so that you don't have to go? I said, I do. And she goes, oh, honey, don't go. It was like a spiritual revelation. It was like, first of all, I kind of loved her a little, but then I'm not going, right? So maybe I just didn't realize I needed permission, right? I needed permission to not go. So maybe bring to mind something that you might need permission for, right? You have permission to fill in the blank. Sometimes I think, or sometimes I could pretend I'm God. Well, in some ways we all are, right? But that's okay. Well, it's not like Jesus the Christ. It's like Karen the Christ, Stephen the Christ. Like the Christ is within us, right? So I can pretend I'm that right now, because sometimes we need God to say, it's okay with me that you be happy. It's okay with me that you have money, right? It's okay with me that you decide that you've chosen to be single. It's okay with me for you to be retired. Like you have permission to be exactly who you are, exactly the way you are, and exactly the way you are not. And this will create a sustainable environment for you to move into your future, whether that's 50 years or 10 years. It doesn't really matter. And by the way, just as I would not have traded the last 25 years, whatever, for the first 45, I would never go back to pre this, right? that's true whether you're 45 or 70. Your back 9 on this planet could be gloriously and amazingly happy for you. So we are at prioritizing your long-term physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Prioritizing, make it a priority. And by the way, you can share with people if you need to make changes. You can change your diet, just explain it to your wife, right? Or you can change, you can make the changes. You can make these things a priority. Fertilizing your garden. Now, I have an invitation for you before we close. I'm going to have you do your affirmation one more time. I was watching something in the middle of the night the other night on YouTube, and they were talking about, could I make the whole of humanity my business? So the question is, can we, and by the way, this is not a light-hearted question, but I want to send you into this week thinking about your enemies, your imagined enemies, the imagined other, the elusive other, right? And to see if we can dissolve some of that separation. You know, Ernest Holmes said that the only problem on earth is separation. The idea that I am not you, that we are not them, that there are some chosen people and we're not it, or whatever that separation may be, and that the only solution to any problem, whether it's war or hunger or whatever it is unity, oneness, this recognition that that either we all win or nobody wins. So the question is, you don't have to this is not a do something, because remember, doing is not ours, the how is not ours. This is like a seed, right? We don't grow a carrot. You wouldn't know how to grow a carrot. If your life depended on it, you would not know how to grow a carrot. You think you're growing a carrot, but all you did was plant a seed. Something unknowable grew the carrot. Something unknowable can bring about the end of hunger. Something unknowable can bring about world peace. So ours is the what. So the question is, can you, from inside of you, make it your business to care about the well-being of the entire planet, people, animals, plants? Yes? No, don't say yes until you can. It's a big ask, right? It's a big ask. But be present with it. Because I don't even know what kind of mountains we can move with that kind of consciousness. All right, one more time, out loud. All right, let us pray. So, fertilizing your garden, fertilizing our garden and your garden. So to fertilize something means to give it the nutrients it needs to thrive. So as we turn within to pray, let us turn within to that space within us that is the seat of thriving, that in truth our spirits thrive. They always have, always, and always will. That you are not this body. When you leave this body, you will, as Abraham Hicks said, be laughing your ass off on the other side at how hard we made it. You made it. So there's something within us that is perfect already, whole already, complete already, peaceful already, abundant already, healthy already. And we simply need to say yes to it. We simply need to acknowledge it. and let it become the activity of our consciousness. Let it matter more than what your neighbor is doing. Let it matter more than what you read in the newspapers. Let your sustainable long-term well-being and the well-being of everyone and everything be more important than winning and more important than being right. And so we move into this space where we recognize a power and a presence that isn't us, but is us. A power and presence that cradles us, surrounds us, undergirds us, maintains us, gave us form. I call it God with no problems at all, but you don't have to. You can call it life. You can call it quantum physics. You can call it the field of unlimited potentiality. You can call it by any name. Ernest Holmes called it the thing itself. And so as I turn within to this thing, you are turning within to that thing, and it's the same thing. God cannot break itself into pieces. The wholeness of the divine presence is within you and within me and all beings everywhere, friend and foe, saint and sinner. And so I just simply, from that place of community, from that place of connection, speak a word of affirmation for each and every person within the sound of my voice, calling forth a context of thriving from this day forward, a context of peace from this day forward. Those are the seeds we plant on this day for ourselves, for this Cape Coral Center for Spiritual Living that we love and support, and for the world at large. And to repudiate any idea to the contrary, anything from the past that we might use to explain why this can't be, or anything from what's happening now to explain why we can't have this, because God and I are a majority. And what we say, what you and the thing itself in you says is what goes. And so in this moment, as a collective, let us affirm for ourselves, let us say yes for ourselves, that whatever tomorrow is, it will be a tomorrow of thriving, not merely surviving. It will be moments of wisdom and not moments of woundedness. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be the person speaking the words today, to cast a net of love and peace and connection, to simply know that this universe says yes, that the seeds are planted, and that we watch in wonder at the blooming in this garden that we call our lives. And so for this and so much more, expecting and accepting the fulfillment and the demonstration of it, we just simply allow it to be. And join me in saying this and holding it as true for you by saying, and so it is. Amen. The garden of our community. All right, so now is a time for our conscious giving, our offering. This is, obviously this community belongs to you, this building belongs to you, the grounds belong to you, I belong to you, the musicians belong to you. This is, we all participate with our time and our treasure and our talent to ensure that we're here for all of those seeking to find us for decades to come. You know, I think this, how long has this center been here? 50 years? 50 years. And by the way, I'm a ordained minister and have been teaching and preaching at CSLs for decades, and this church is very, very successful in today's world compared to all the CSLs in the world in terms of just in terms of thriving, not surviving. Post-COVID's been very hard, and not so for us. We're doing actually very, very well, yeah. All right, so you can give online, you can give in the room, you can give through PayPal, you can go to our website, you can mail a check to the center. I don't care how you give, just give, because you can't outgive God. So let us join together in our tithing affirmation. With love, oh, it's me. Today I know the activity, thine abundance, is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. Thank you, ushers. All right.
Standing as one in the presence of a power, standing where others stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good. Others have stood. Gladly we offer the gift of our abundance, knowing the source of our good.
So let's just take a moment in gratitude. In this moment, the gratitude is directed towards that which has been given on this day with love and generosity, knowing that the giver and the receiver are equally blessed and raised and praised through the generosity of spirit. And I know that as this extends into our personal lives as well, as we accept all the good that comes to us this week. And so it is. So it is. All right, so a couple of announcements. Next Sunday, this is a little spontaneous on my part, but I feel pressured internally, divinely pressured, not humanly pressured, that it's very important that we as a community plant some conscious seeds for this year. I mean conscious seeds. Youth and family programs, community outreach, membership, whatever it is, that our demonstrations will be much more, our bloom will be amazing if we know what we're doing. So next week, after service, I'm inviting you into a spiritual strategy conversation, where we as a community will do a little visioning, a little prayer work, and a little practical getting some things on paper, like what do we want to see? Yes? So I just invite you to join me. The Leadership Council will be here. I'll get our team leads to be here. But this is, if we're all aligned on what we want, the chances of it happening are way better. Yes? Also, join me. I'm teaching this Change Your Thinking, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life class on Saturday. I cannot stress how important spiritual study is for intimacy and getting to know people, making friends, and also shifting your consciousness. So if you have Saturday mornings free for 6 Saturdays, please sign up today, as this will be the last Sunday before the class starts on Saturday. And do we have any first-time visitors here? Never been here before? Is there anyone here? Don't be afraid. I'm not going to make you do anything. Okay, welcome. I just want to welcome you. You don't have to do a thing. I just want to make sure you get a welcome packet if you didn't already get one. And I will say hello to you out in the lobby. All right, anything else that I'm forgetting here? All right, so let us stand. I'll invite the practitioners to come forward who are going to pray with people. This is a 1-minute miracle. If you have anything on your heart, they're not going to, our prayer practitioners do not analyze you. They're not psychologists. They're literally knowing the truth about you, calling in the how. So if you want that, please step forward. If you don't want prayer, please leave so we can have a quiet space in here. Yeah, so please stand, connect with each other if you want to hand. If not, don't. As we close this service, accepting and affirming something specific for ourselves that will move us into an expanded, exalted, raised, and praised state of being this week. We do this, we do it as we fertilize our garden. And so it is. Amen. All right, I will see you in the lobby. Thank you.